Alright, welcome to Power Rankings Week 4. And we're going to try to make it more casual this time.
Don't say that.
I think that's fine.
No, that's terrible. You gotta ease them into it, Just like you can't just be like hey, if we're gonna switch it up and be more casual, that's fair. That's how you make it less casual. That would make me more uncomfortable. It's like, hey, let's be more casual this time around.
We have the Scorchers at number 10. They actually did better than expected, but they still lost.
That's because everyone scores high against the Tokyo Moose, regardless of players, regardless of past historic scoring.
Yep, wide receivers still kind of suck, but what can you do? Play for next year.
I tried to trade him some, but he didn't want it.
Alright, number 9, we have the Shanghai Monkeys. Had a loss, a deserved loss, I guess. Yes. We both thought the upset was coming.
Then Calvin Ridley scores about 30 million points. He has to start Yeldon, who ended up being...
Okay, and Diggs had a bad week. That's quintessential Diggs. He's pretty boomer bust.
His kicker also got 0 points.
Number 8, the third ranked undefeated team who only scored 83 points yet still managed to eke out a win somehow. All I can say is that one Deshaun Jackson touchdown return stopped my heart for a second.
Team is fool's gold. He's lucky Dennis didn't start any other quarterback on his team. Any other running back on his team. Except for maybe Rashad Penny, but...
Any other wide receiver? Any other 4, 22.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at
the coach rating. Is almost half
54% of his potential.
That's terrible. That coach is awful.
Wow. All right. At 7, we have.
You mean at 6 we have the
No, 7.
We're not talking. Oh, never mind. At 7, we're talking about the Orlando Boom.
Well, I know. I guess they kind of they go together.
Just like we were just talking about, this team is terrible. The coach is terrible. Now we're gonna go on to number 6.
You're right. We basically
the London Legacy.
We basically doubled up.
Yes, the London Legacy had an almost edged out a win here. He had the higher coach rating. He was.
Yeah, that coach rating is pretty good.
That was impressive, but he was pretty. Should I say?
Is that indicative of a good coach or a bad bench? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think he was kind of lucky here. I mean,
I think it's a bad bench.
Yeah, let's see. Well, he has 3 people that are. He had 4 people that were either out suspended or on IR, and then Rex Burkhead got injured, and then all of these other guys were just kind of meaningless.
Yeah. I mean, okay, they're the only winless team, but, they have to get a win at some point. I don't see them staying this way. 5, Beijing Dragons.
I thought this team was going to be good. They've been really disappointing.
This is their first week they lived up to it.
Yes, they did live up to their expectations this time. They had a convincing win against New Mexico. They started the right QB this time. They started the QB that scored the most points, I think.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch, okay. Tevin Coleman, okay. Everyone on their team scored enough.
Good week. For Haciendas.
While we're on the topic, he unlucky with Philip Lindsay getting ejected after trying to fight some people on Baltimore's defense.
60% coach rating.
Yikes. That is almost as bad as the boom slings, but let's see here. Let's look at his bench real quick.
I mean, it's just Freeman.
I'm not sure why he's holding on to Greg Zuerlein, but
it's a dynasty league.
It's a dynasty. It's just so he comes back next year stronger than ever.
3 Tokyo Moose.
Finally got the win they deserved. Got a little scary there with the worst team in the league, almost matching him in score. However, he got lucky here. So he had pretty disappointing weeks by his wide receivers, and he was dumb enough to bench Robert Woods, who scored maybe the second highest Yes, definitely second highest behind Ridley for fantasy points this week. But besides that,
David Johnson got his first touchdown.
yeah, so it's not bad.
Number 2, Paris Storm. The first undefeated team that probably actually deserves it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing week by Drew Brees.
not much to say.
Don't know.
McCaffrey rushed for 180, which is incredible.
Yes.
Like, he's not.
And he
known-
had two receptions for 194 yards.
No, that's 100. That's total yards.
Oh, I was like
2 receptions for
I was
14.
like, holy cow!
I'm pretty sure. Right, 2 receptions for 10. 180
plus 99 yard catches. 2 of them.
All right.
I guess we can look at his bench. Let's see what's on there. Maybe he should start. Wow, there really is no one else to start besides Peyton Barber. Maybe Blunt.
We can look what he's doing during the weekly picks section.
Yes.
Number 1, flexors. Not much to say. They're like
They're good.
the haciendas if the haciendas worked out after week 1. Top players in every position.
He has the 2 only wide receivers that have had 100-yard games in the
Yes.
first have had 100-yard games in each week, in all 3 weeks. There.
Some people might think Calvin Ridley was luck, but I actually think I overheard Cooper talking him out, so I think
Cooper just talks up
owner-
everyone on his team because he
the
likes
owner
his
knows what
team.
he's doing. 92% coach rating, can't argue with that. Okay, that's it for the power rankings. You can take this opportunity to screenshot or something. Next, we're gonna go to the weekly picks.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Weekly picks!
That's what you came for. Alright, Toronto versus Paris. I have never lost when choosing my own team, which is why I'm choosing them this week. That's really the only reason. I do think that the Storm are gonna win, but it's a...
That's terrible. Just say why your team's gonna win if you're gonna pick them.
Alright. Doug Baldwin's coming back this week. This projection's low because I think some experts don't realize he's coming back yet, so it's an average of a lot of experts. So Doug Baldwin and Demaryius Thomas finally gives this team the wide receiver floor they need, because they don't really need much ceiling when your running backs are Elliott and Cook. And then Boyd and Golladay, 2 young players really popping off lately. Boyd has clearly become...
Boyd's been crazy.
Yeah, Boyd's clearly become Dalton's number 2 target behind A.J. Green. Touchdown in each
Who might
game.
still be injured this week too.
Yep. Golladay, really
Solid
so
consistent.
far.
Demaryius Thomas is also against that Chiefs defense,
Yeah.
which is pretty bad. But and I actually I went with the reasonable choice here, and I went with the... How do I delete this? I went with the Paris Storm, because obviously they're just the more convincing 3-0 team from last week. Their team looks good. They have good wide receivers. That Odell Beckham and Mike Evans pretty much carry their teams. They're now that he traded for Jordan Howard, who's much more serviceable and reliable than Alex Collins is, and I like his team overall more.
Alright. Shanghai versus Beijing.
No one's breaking into my car, right?
No.
I'm gonna check.
Alright. We have 2 West Division teams that are stuck at 1 and 2.
The China match.
Yep. I chose Beijing because I think they're the more convincing team. Leonard Fournette, we haven't seen much of him this season. Have we? Let me check.
He had maybe a game where he scored 7. So
We haven't seen very much. Barkley's been
Barkley's
pretty good. Eckler
Eckler.
is big. I think he had a pretty poor game.
yeah, he had a
6.6.
trending downwards.
Josh Gordon, big question mark. Stephon Diggs, very boomer
Very
bust.
boomer bust.
Willard Fuller,
Fuller's
very,
also
very
very
boomer
boomer.
bust.
George Kittle's boomer bust because he's a tight end.
That's not named Gronkowski or Kelsey. which automatically makes you boom or bust. This team, a lot of consistency. Yep, that's pretty much why I've chosen them.
I also chose the Beijing Dragons because all of the reasons Danny just said. Also, I have nothing to add. I just think
we should
I
just
think the
reveal at the
monkeys are
same
bad.
time. I don't know why I take turns.
Okay, so I chose New Mexico for this matchup because I believe that one, I'm a projection whore, so I think that. And if you look at the New Mexico Hacienda's projections, they're projected 132.6, which is probably the highest projection I've seen so far, and it's because they have Gronkowski, who's basically who gets like wide receiver 1 numbers. They have Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen. I'm just gonna hope that they have a good week. They're on their on week this time because they're both pretty like inconsistent players, but I feel like I just have a deep inner feeling that those two and T.Y. Hilton are all going to have really good games. They're going to carry this team.
I think the Legacy's main weakness was running backs, but Carlos Hyde kind of proved me wrong. He got a pretty decent game for himself with 23 rushes for 98 yards.
It's because he was missing his child's birth because he had to attend the game instead, and he got the dad buff.
The dad buff. Mark Ingram, I mean, this is irrelevant to the matchup, but he's coming back soon, which is pretty nice. And I think that on a good week, this team has scored more on their good weeks, and Haciendas have been kind of on the decline lately, so I'm just going with the momentum choice, I
don't know, with James White and Jamal Williams and Carlos Hyde.
Remember last time we doubted the running backs and it turned out so well for us.
Oh, whatever.
Alright, next we have Portland versus Tokyo.
We're both going with the Moose.
Cool. I chose the Moose because I don't know how consistently Chris Carson is going to get touches. He got 32, which isn't really sustainable.
Whoa!
And I feel like it was kind of just Pete Carroll trying to like overcorrect, but that might just be me. Calvin Ridley, I do think he's good. I don't think he's scored 48 points every week. Kind of good. That was a fluke in the sense that not that he's bad, but he's not going to do it
agree.
again.
He's never going to catch 3 touchdowns again this season. Juju Smith-Schuster is questionable with an abdomen injury or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, he has Evan Ingram, who is out with an MCL right now. And can we go look at players and tight ends on the waiver wire right now?
Oh, he might have a backup.
Does he have a backup? No, he does not. So let's go look at the waiver wire real quick.
This can't be good.
Let's see who's available.
Tight end.
Vance McDonald.
Oh, just
because he got look at his averages just because he got that like 120-point game here. Like Mark Andrews, who is Mark Andrews?
He's a rookie.
What the?
Safarian Jenkins, he's still playing.
Goodness gracious!
Okay,
yeah,
it's not looking
Hey, but
good.
if you happen to need a tight end, the Tokyo Moose have very solid tight end depth with. Let's see, who do they have? They have Jack Doyle. They got Jared Cook. Is that his name is?
Yeah.
They got Benjamin Watson. They got lots of options if you want to make a trade.
Anyway, 5th game, I went with the Boom Slangs.
I think I also went the Boom Slangs. Yes. I was confident in them last week. They let me down, but this time I believe I am putting my full heart into this team because let's just go analyze which team are they? They're the team on the left. And so they recently acquired Dion Lewis, who's pretty good, or I mean, who can be pretty solid. He seemed to be more of like. I think he was
Chris
used.
Carson.
I mean, yeah.
32. I still can't believe that.
No, but like he's used more often than Derrick Henry is, so I like him for that. Melvin Gordon is back from an injury, so he'll be good. I heard AJ Green is coming back. Michael Thomas is just consistently good no matter what. let's see. Instead of Deshaun Jackson and he's going with Mike Williams, which is a good choice. But instead of Deshaun Jackson, let's see. Does he have any other options? No, he does not. So, yeah, this is about as good as his team's going to look right now. Zach Ertz. I think Zach Ertz.
And Deshaun Jackson didn't have a bad game. He just had unlucky roughing.
Yes, unfortunate roughing. And then Zach Ertz
he missed out on 2 touchdowns on 2 separate occasions.
Not to mention the San Antonio Scorchers are again on the bottom of our power rankings. Looking at their team, Giovanni Bernard is now questionable for some reason. He's starting Jordy Nelson, Sammy Watkins,
and Cooper Kupp. Once I see those 3 names, I can't take it as serious.
He might get lucky with Austin Hooper catching the good 70-yard touchdown like he does every 4 games. But yeah,
that's pretty much it. Here are the rankings. Here are the picks. I'm at 5-5. Jarek's at 6-4. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.